Selamat datang, everyone. I'm Isha, one of your hosts today, and I'm right here in front of the Malaysia National Museum behind me. Today, we're not just going to look at the exhibition in the museum later. We are also about to talk to people who visit here, maybe tourists, maybe people who worked in the museum. Will be figured out later.
The Malaysia National Museum, also known as Museum Negara in Malay, is the primary museum in Malaysia that showcases the country's rich cultural and historical heritage. Located in the center of Kuala Lumpur, the museum was officially opened in 1963, just a few years after Malaysia gained independence. The museum has 2 floors in total and is divided into 4 exhibition areas. In the Section A, the museum explained the early history of this field and showcased 3 main sections comprising of the Permian era, the Prehistoric era, and Proto-Historic era. And now come with us to the Section B of the museum. Its name is Malay Kingdom's Gallery. The museum highlights the scenes of Malaysian emperor during the 15th century. Dive into the colonial era gallery. This part features the fall of Malaysian emperor in 1511 to the Portuguese, or the start of the 446 years of foreign influence from the Dutch, British, and then Japanese. The last section is in the theme of Malaysia Today Gallery. And now let's talk with some visitors.
Welcome you guys for visiting National Museum, and we are actually a group student from University Malaya, and we want to know how the tourists, how visitors experience about the museum. So are you guys local or where you're from?
Yeah, we are local from Malaysia.
I am from Spain.
I'm from Brazil.
We're from the Midwest in the United States, and we came for
For
vacation.
vacation, yes.
Oh, for vacation. So it's your first time visiting Kuala Lumpur?
Second time.
Same time. Okay, interesting.
Yes, it is our first time in Malaysia.
We've been here a few times, but I think the last was when we were very small, probably in primary school.
What actually motivated you for visiting this museum?
We've been visiting like the most iconic part of the city. However, we sensed that we needed to understand a little bit more about the
Culture.
origin of the country and the multicultural aspect and so on. So we decided to come visit the museum.
I mean, we learned about it on the internet, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's very interesting.
We wanted to learn more about Malaysian history, so National Museum seemed like a good place to learn about that.
I would say that the experience kind of like triggered our memory from what we used to learn in history textbooks and all that. So when we were able to see some names, some figures, we could recall a few things that we learned.
We were especially interested in the pre-independence and post-independence part of history because we had no clue about that really. So it's been quite revealing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you like to rate the overall presentation and the organization of the exhibitions?
I'd say it's 10. I really like how it started with the prehistory and then how it went through different periods and sort of culminating in Malaysian independence. I think that's very interesting.
So far, I think it's quite good, but I noticed that they also mentioned they have group tours where you have someone to follow you around. So probably that will be a good option for tourists as well. I would say maybe a good 8.5. Yeah.
8.
Also,
I think it's difficult to tell. I'm lacking some kind of more like interactive experiences. Or when you visit other museums around the world, maybe it's like a more digital, so you can interact and navigate, more like a web page experience.
I think the museum probably would use more advertising. I know that if you look at Google, what are the best places to do, and then Batu Caves is right there, but the National Museum is sort of at the bottom of the list. I think
I also think that it would be nice to see if there was a separate exhibit talking about where you can see architecture from Portuguese times or Dutch times,
Like if you
or
can travel
if you
exactly
can
to
travel,
Malacca or travel to Penang.
and food influences where you can eat certain
Oh
foods.
yes.
I like the way that the history is told and everything. It would be nice to see how the people were living at those days, what languages they're speaking, what kind of relation they have with other people that were coming from abroad, from other places, and how was the day by day those things. It would be interesting as well.
I found it very honest approach, so I like it. And even is the museum in the world I visit like there are like more children enjoying the visit. So I think it's very accessible, and I think that's an asset for a museum. It's not so usual.
Do you find the this exhibition represent the diversity culture of Malaysia?
Yes, I agree. I think so.
I think so. Yes, I think you learn a lot about different cultures that constitute Malaysian Federation. So it's really interesting.
Yes, especially in the last part of the museum. These are like the C and the D, which is like more like the present day, so from mid 20th century till the present. I think all the stories about diversity.
This section truly brings tourists to the sights and the sounds of the road towards independence.
I, as a foreigner, also the first time visiting the National Museum of Malaysia. Previously, I only know about the diversity culture of Malaysia before, but after this time visit, I have deep understanding and learning about the history of Malaysia that I haven't known before. I am really sure that you must have the interest to visit here, whether you have or haven't before. And please leave the comment below to let us know about your experience about the National Museum of Malaysia. And we cannot wait to hear what's your thought and your experience. And I think that's all for our tour today. And thank you for visiting with us. Bye bye.